Hello everyone, how are you all doing? I hope you all are doing good. In today's video, we are going to start with a new chapter, that is Introduction to Microbiology. So let's get started. What do we understand by applied microbiology? Okay, it's a branch of biology in which study of the enzymes related to some prokaryotes and eukaryotic microorganisms, proteins, applied genetics basically involves the study of genes. Okay, molecular biology, that is the study of biomolecules like DNA, RNA, proteins, etc., is performed, and this branch of biology is called as applied microbiology. Now this study is used for the society, and various products like food and medicines are produced on large scale with the help of these microorganisms. So every day we are trying to make the products better by using microorganisms, right? So let us see what all products we are using. We are making using microorganisms. Followed, students? In the industrial microbiology, what we do is we make commercial use of these microbes in various economic, social, and environmental related process, and certain products we are producing for this purpose only. So various microbial processes which are useful for this purpose are carried out. What are the main features included in industrial microbiology is that various productions are done with the help of fermentation processes. For example, the production of bread, cheese, wine, etc., all this is done with the help of fermentation processes, wherein we are using the microorganisms. Okay, now what is fermentation? It is basically to convert the sugar into organic acid or any alcohol, correct? We have already seen in the life processes of living organisms part 1 what exactly is fermentation. So here we are making use of that fermentation process on industrial level, correct, on commercial level. Then second, use of microorganisms for garbage management and pollution control, because there are certain microorganisms which can be used to control pollution, okay, and which can feed on dead and decaying material, so making it more useful. Followed. Now what all products you get from here is dairy products like yogurt, then butter, then cheese. All these products are made because of the use of microorganisms only. Dairy products. Now we have been converting milk into various products. Why? Because we need to preserve the milk. As it is, the milk will not remain in good condition, right? You cannot consume that milk. So for that matter, we have been preserving the milk in different forms like cheese, butter, cream, kefir, or yogurt, correct? Here you can see the images. Of course, you must not be aware, or you must not be informed for kefir. Rest all the products you know, cream, cheese, and butter, because we commonly use it. Now what we do is water content and acidity, because it contains acid. Which acid? Lactic acid. Okay, so water content and acidity of the milk changes during formation of these products, and therefore the texture, taste, and flavor is also improved. Now all of you are already familiar with the basic process of how is curd formed, correct, with the use of microorganism. You have studied that in in previous standards. So basic process remains the same. Few processes are extra for making butter or cheese or kefir. Otherwise we always start with using a microorganism, and then we convert milk into curd, correct? These processes are of course performed on large scale and with more skills. So for the production of most of the milk product, bacteria in milk itself are used. For example, lactobacilli, correct? Only cheese is produced with the help of fungi. Basic process for production of yogurt, cheese and cream is same. Milk is pasteurized at the beginning to destroy unwanted microbes. It is then fermented with the help of lactobacilli. So this process remains same. What we do in this process is, lactose sugar of the milk is converted into lactic acid and the milk proteins are coagulated with the help of lactic acid. Right? This we already know that sugar gets converted into acid, so the pH of milk changes and therefore the pH becomes acidic, and the protein of the milk, which is called as casein protein, right? Casein is the name of the protein which is present in milk. So that gets coagulated and with the help of lactic acid. Also with this is a basic process. Then besides, compounds with taste and flavor are also formed. For example, diacetyl has the flavor of butter, correct? So that is, these are the compounds which are formed for milk products while you're converting milk into other product. So every product will have a specific taste because of such compounds. Now yogurt products. Yogurt is a milk product which is produced with the help of lactobacilli. Lactobacilli. Lacto for lactic acid, okay, and bacilli is for the rod-shaped bacteria. We call this as an inoculant. Inoculant because you're going to use a certain amount of lactobacilli and then put this in milk. So it will get converted into yogurt, correct? So for maintaining the protein content, condensed milk powder is mixed with milk to be fermented for industrial production of yogurt. Then milk is boiled, and once it cools to warm temperature, bacterial strains of Streptococcus thermophilus. See, this is Streptococcus, means coccus is for round bacteria, okay, followed those bacteria who are round in shape. Thermophilus. Philus basically means loving and thermo means heat. So these are heat loving bacteria. Okay. That is why once milk cools down to a certain temperature, warm temperature, not completely cold. So strains of Streptococcus thermophilus and Lactobacillus delbrueckii, they are added in a proportion 1:1. The lactic acid is formed due to Streptococcus that makes the protein to gel out. Gel out means they will coagulate leaving the water. Okay. You must have seen that once. If you also make curd at home, you will see that a watery layer will be formed on the top and all the proteins will go down. That gives dense consistency to the yogurt. Followed, students? So what we do, we take inoculant. What is our inoculant? A small proportion of yogurt or a small portion of yogurt that will have a number of bacteria and that will be called as an inoculant. Then you boil the milk, right? Cool down to a certain temperature. Put the strains of Streptococcus and Lactobacillus, and then you will see that the milk will gel out, correct? And then that will give the dense consistency to the yogurt. Acetaldehyde like compounds are formed due to lactobacilli that gives, what is lactobacilli? It's a bacteria, okay, that gives characteristic taste to the yogurt. Nowadays various fruit juices are mixed with yogurt to impart different flavors. You can add any fruit to give a particular flavor to the yogurt. For example, strawberry, blueberry, anything. Now what we do is we pasteurize the milk. So the shelf life means for how long you can keep the yogurt. Okay, for how long you can consume the yogurt. And its probiotic properties can be improved by pasteurization. So pasteurization is boiling the milk basically at 100 degrees. Followed. Now butter. Two types of butter like sweet cream and cultured. They are produced on large scale and microbes are used for production of cultured variety. So two types of butter we are producing. See, for every food item which we are making, we are using a different type of bacteria, different strain of bacteria. Strain means variety, it's kind of variety. Okay. Now for cheese, it is produced on large scale from the abundantly available cow milk all over the world. First, chemical and microbiological tests of milk are done, and then after the tests are performed, some colors and microbes like Lactobacillus lactis, Lactobacillus cremoris, Streptococcus thermophilus, they are mixed with the milk because this will impart sourness to the milk. Followed, it will make the milk sour, and after this, to impart the dense texture, to make it little dense, what you will do is water you will remove from the yogurt, right? For example, if you have made curd at home, the watery portion, if you remove, the remaining part will become dense. So you need to remove whey, whatever water is there, no, that is called as whey. Okay, it needs to be removed. Now an enzyme was used initially for the production of cheese. Now that enzyme was called as rennet enzyme, and that was obtained from alimentary canal of cattle. Alimentary canal means gut, the digestive tract of the animal. Okay, it was being traditionally used earlier. However, nowadays an enzyme protease. See, protease is an enzyme which breaks down protein. Prot stands for protein and ase stands for enzyme which breaks down something. Okay, so protease is an enzyme which will break down protein. So an enzyme protease obtained from fungi is used at present to produce vegetarian cheese, because people, they'll go into the stuff that because rennet is obtained from alimentary canal, it is not a vegetarian stuff, correct? So the whey which is separated from yogurt, that will also have some other uses. Nowadays in the market, whey proteins are also used, right? Then process of production of cheese is started through steps like cutting the solid yogurt into pieces. Then you wash, rub and salt the pieces. Okay, wash it, then you rub it and do the salting so that extra water will also come out. And mixing of essential microorganisms, pigments means color, and flavors to whatever the type of cheese you want. Then the cheese will be pressed. By pressing you will make it more dense. Okay, and it will be cut into pieces and stored for ripening. The older the cheese, the better it will be. Do you know that during industrial production of milk products, strict cleanliness and sterilization, what do we mean by sterilization? An area which is completely clean of all the microorganisms. There is no living organisms present in that area. Okay. Strict cleanliness and sterilization is essential as bacteria can be attacked by viruses. These viruses can be on the surface. Okay. See, there are different viruses which attack bacteria. Okay, they are called as bacteriophages. Let's not go into that. So what we do is, we are producing virus resistant varieties of bacteria so that they are not infected by the virus. Otherwise, bacteria will only not remain. How can you make other products, right? Recently, use of mutant varieties of bacteria, mutant means some changes have taken place there, okay, has been increased. Artificially, some strains are developed that will help to avoid unnecessary steps or materials. Freshly prepared cheese is always soft. For example, cottage cheese, that is paneer. Cream cheese, mozzarella cheese, which you put on the pizza, right? On storing for 3 to 12 months, semi-hard cheddar cheese is formed, whereas after ripening 12 to 18 months, very hard cheese, which is called as parmesan cheese, which is very costly, okay, that is formed. It has a very wonderful taste. So there are, depending on how old the cheese is, its flavor is enhanced, and it becomes very costly also. Thank you so much, students, for watching the video. I hope you have understood the topics well. Thank you.